Good evening and welcome everyone to the first ever gymnastics bonus event, the LIA Dismount Challenge, hosted by the World Gymnastics Association. Once again, the best pro gymnasts worldwide have recorded and submitted their dismounts online. Get ready for one of the most action-packed gymnastics competitions yet. Scores will be released, new skills will be shown, prize money will be given out, and even some giveaway winners will be announced, so stick around. My name is Owen, and I'm joined by Max, and we will be your hosts for today. And Max, is this competition going to be like anything we've seen before?
It certainly won't. That's because for the first time, gymnasts don't need to perform full routines, but instead they will be showing off their two best dismounts. On top of this, the competition has a new simple scoring system that allows everyone to understand and enjoy.
Speaking of which, let's head on over to our format and prize pool for this event. And the format for tonight is a virtual competition. This means that gymnasts worldwide have recorded and submitted their dismounts online, and they will be scored today. The way this competition works is each gymnast will perform 2 dismounts on either rings, high bar, or parallel bars. These dismounts will then be ranked 1 to 10 on landing, height, form, uniqueness, and difficulty. These scores will then be combined into an overall score, meaning that the highest possible score on a dismount is a 50. The score from the 2 dismounts are then averaged for the final score.
And for the prize pool for this event, the overall winner will take home $500, 2 locked-in athletic items of their choosing, and 4 soda hydration boxes. The individual category winners will each be rewarded with $100, along with 1 locked-in athletic item and 1 soda hydration box, for a total prize pool of $1,000 and over $1,000 in giveaway items.
And there's also a locked-in athletics fan giveaway. 3 winners will be announced tonight during the broadcast. Over to the roster for this event: Christopher Costin from the US, Nick Klessing from Germany, Carlo McKinney representing Italy, Dorian Doan from Canada, Asher Gardner from the United States, Hayden Isfeld from Canada, Sebastian Sponovic representing Norway, Vitam Malik from Australia, Jamil Ali from Canada, and lastly on page 1, Daniel Stoddart from New Zealand.
Page 2, we have Connor Fielding from Canada, Kellen Ryan from US, Noah Kavita from Belgium, Misha Kudinov, New Zealand, Rehan Bradshaw from Canada, Quinton Foster from Canada, Blake Sun from US, Ian Gunther, US, and Maximus Houston Gates from Canada.
Last thing before we begin, the WGA would like to thank its sponsors for this event, starting with Locked In Athletics. Locked In Athletics is a sports apparel brand made by gymnasts for gymnasts, allowing you to have the best clothing to train in. They have both men's and women's athletic clothing with new items being released all the time. Go to lockedinathletics.com and use code WGA for 15% off.
Next up is Sodi Hydration. Sodi gets the hydration game. That's why they made the most optimized electrolyte supplement in Australia. Made with the optimal amounts of sodium, potassium, and magnesium without the sugar, their everyday hydration salts are the best way to hydrate and replenish anytime, anywhere. Visit sodi.com.au for more.
Last up is VitaFuel. VitaFuel is your gateway to elevated well-being. Their mission is to streamline smart nutrition for your convenience. They provide premium supplements, crafted with the purest industry-grade ingredients, supporting your daily vitality. Go to vitafuel.shop and use code WGA for 15% off. Anyways, over to our first dismount.
1, 2,
Up first, Christopher
3.
Costin from the United States.
To start us off, a double back full off the rings.
Great landing there too. Chris is actually the youngest competitor the WGA has ever had, only 13 years old.
Now let's see what it scores for him.
That's going to be a 29 out of 50. Pretty good start. You see his highest scores there are landing and form. Over to his second dismount.
Now up on the high bar, let's see what he has to show us.
Ooh, and another double tuck full.
Not quite stuck this time, though.
Once again, keeps good form in the air. Clean and simple.
Watch his legs, though, in the taps. Sometimes they bend, which will take away from the form deduction.
Yes, that's one of the biggest things to watch on high bar, actually.
And a 29 out of 50 for his second dismount, averaging 29.
Up next, Nick Klessing from Germany. Nick is known to have a great triple back tuck dismount offerings. I imagine we'll see it here. Let's find out.
And a beautiful landing, perfectly stuck there.
Ooh, that might even be able to get a 10 on landing. Take a look at this replay angle. He really has mastered this dismount. He may just have one of the best rings dismounts in the world.
Perfectly stuck. That'll score him a 10 on landing.
And a 40 overall. That is a huge score. Such high landing and height scores. Held back a little bit by the form, mainly because the legs were apart in the air. But over to a second dismount. Let's see what we have.
This time up on high bar. Let's see what he has.
Double-double and another stuck landing. But you know, the problem with double-double on high bar is it's going to score a lot lower on the uniqueness score because it's very, very common in international competitions. But nevertheless, still, good form, good stick.
A little lower than his first dismount, but still a 30 out of 50, which averages out to a 35.
Putting him in first place above Christopher Costa. Up next, Carlo Macchini from Italy. You may have seen on social media that he has a new dismount prepared called the Macchini. I imagine it will be his first dismount. Winding up.
And a straddled Casina dismount called the Macchini.
Over to the replay here, we see it is an official new skill. Valued at a G, meaning in normal competitions, it would get him 7/10 of a point. Although, of course, different scoring system for this competition.
Now this one should score very high on the uniqueness scale.
There it is, a 10 out of 10 on uniqueness for a 37 out of 50 overall. If he can match that, he will go into the lead.
Again, for his second dismount, up on high bar.
Carlo Macchini specializes on high bar and pommel horse. Of course, no pommel dismounts for this competition, so as we'd expect, both dismounts on the high bar.
Looks like he's throwing in some optional skills that don't count towards anything in this competition.
Hoping for some bonus style points, I suppose. Double-double there. A little low on the landing, though.
Not the dismount to put him into first place. The uniqueness scale will not be as high as his first dismount.
And it's the same dismount we saw from Nick Klessing, although I think Nick did it a little bit better. Big difference on the landing score there, only a 6 out of 10 for a 28 out of 50 overall, averaging him a 32.5 going into second place.
Next up, Dorian Doan from Canada. Looks like he's on the P bars for his first dismount.
Oh, double front half and a great stick there. Might be able to get him a 10 out of 10 on landing. Take a look from this angle. Spots the ground and boom.
There it is, a 10 on landing.
34 out of 50 for his first dismount. He's going to have to up his game if he wants to get in first place. Held back by the uniqueness score a little bit there.
up on high bar, also doing some bonus skills.
Winding up.
Huge triple-double layout, perfectly stuck.
He had such great height on that as well. Take a look from this angle. Look at how high he gets above the bar. He's already completed a full flip, and I'd say he still has a foot above the bar.
Now, a stuck landing in this competition doesn't always mean perfect. There's still other factors to take into account.
That's true. A 39 out of 50. That's a 36.5 on average, putting him in first place. Back to what Max was saying on landing. If you stick a landing but have a wobble or a low chest, you could be looking at an 8 out of 10. But if you can stick it with no wobbles and no arm movements, then you might be looking up at a 9 or a 10 out of 10 on landing. Asher Gardner on the rings from the United States now.
And it's a back layout with a double twist. Quite a unique dismount off rings.
Very unique, in fact. Take a look from this angle. Wrapping into the two twists. Goes a little bit crooked.
Manages to spot the landing and stick it.
Yeah, just about.
And a 33 out of 50 for Asher's first dismount.
Over to his second dismount. Looks like we're on the parallel bars.
What if he wins and gets like $500 for this? Come on.
Teammate says, what if he wins and gets $500?
Oh yeah?
When a stuck front layout full, but not for a front uprise, which will take away from his form deduction.
Take a look at the slow-mo here. Manages to find the landing there. $25 out of 50, a bit lower of a score there. Going to average him at 29. And that concludes the first quarter. Dorian Doan leads with a score of 36.5 overall.
Dorian also leads in landing, height, and difficulty with a 9.5, 9, and 7.5 respectively. Christopher Costin in first with form with an 8, and Asher Gardner with a 6 on uniqueness.
And those are your current leaders. Now it's time to head over to the LIA fan giveaway so we can announce the first giveaway winner of the stream. And Lucas Liu is going to be our first winner for the LIA fan giveaway. Let's take a look at what he won. And that's going to be a pair of black sweatpants from Locked In Athletics. And with the first of 4 quarters down, Canadian Dorian Doan leads with a score of 36.5. Find out if anyone can challenge him after the break. And we're back, and first up we have Hayden Isfeld, also known as the Stalder God.
Starting us off with a Joe Menyo.
May have seen his 2 new dismounts on social media.
Let's take a look at the replay.
Valued at an A, meaning it's a simpler new skill. Unfortunately, some gymnasts like Ash Watson just aren't able to perfect the Jomenyo like Hayden can.
That'll score him a 31 out of 50, scoring a 10 on uniqueness.
Over to the second dismount, and we already know that this is going to be the Jomenyo 2 if you've been keeping up with the socials. There it is, piked. Small hop forwards, not quite stuck like the Jomenyo 1, but another new skill here.
Let's take a look at the replay.
He makes sure that he travels far enough forward so he doesn't smack his arms on the bar.
And a 9 on uniqueness, scoring 28 out of 50.
Yeah, interesting. It seems because he repeated the same kind of dismount twice, only gets a 9 on his second one. Up next, Sebastian Sponovic from Norway. Some big P-bar dismounts we can expect. Double tuck full and a stuck landing. Ooh, if he can repeat that for a second dismount, I expect he has a good chance of going into the lead.
Take a look at his chest height on the landing. It was a little low.
And that explains the 8 out of 10 despite a stuck landing. Scoring a 40 out of 50 overall for his first dismount.
Let's see what he has for his second dismount.
On P-bars again. Oh, and that was perfect. Double back pike. Excellent form. Great landing. The only thing that I think is going to be low is the uniqueness score. Double pike is a very common dismount, but let's see.
Only a 3 out of 10 on uniqueness.
Oh, and that's a 32 out of 50 overall. Only a 36 combined, putting him in second place just behind Dorian Doan.
And Ritam Malik up on high bar now.
Ritam's competed in every WGA event. Triple-double. Same dismount we saw from Dorian Doan, but he doesn't do it quite as well. He takes a hop forwards.
Still excellent form in the air.
$35 out of 50 for his first dismount. And on his second dismount on rings, I'm expecting that he's competing a new dismount that hasn't been seen in over a decade in competition. Here it is.
And a double back tuck with a 2.5 twist.
Called a tuha.
Take a look at the landing. He falls off the mat.
So very difficult, very unique, but yeah, 2 out of 10 on landing. That's about what we would expect. Scoring a 34 out of 50 for a 34.5 average. And you know, that's a shame because if he managed to land that, I'm pretty sure he could have gone into the lead there.
Now Jamil Ali from Canada next up on rings. Should see some big dismounts from him.
Oh, he likes to do his triple flipping skills, so I expect that we'll see that on rings.
Come on, Jamil. Come on, Jamil.
Huge height, small step backwards though.
Overall, a well done triple back on rings. A very challenging dismount.
You see legs a little bit apart. That's what causes the form score to be lower typically.
And a 33 out of 50 for his first dismount.
Lowest score there being the landing, only a 4 out of 10. And he's on high bar for his second dismount. And I wonder if we'll see a triple back here. I believe that's what he does in competition in most of his routines. Winding up here. Big tap.
And another triple back. Way better landing this time, though.
Certainly. I don't think it was quite as high as his dismount on rings. Although when you see it from the front, it certainly does make it look huge.
Scoring a 35 out of 50 with an average of 34, putting him in the 5th place overall.
Up next is Daniel Stoddart from New Zealand. And it looks like he's already in handstand. Here he goes. Another double tuck full. I think that's the best one we've seen so far, though.
Take a look at his form and his landing. There's going to be very little deductions in there.
Maybe even a 10 out of 10 on landing. Let's find out here. And it is. Oh, and a 9 out of 10 on form. 33 overall. He may not be looking to win the overall category, but he has a good chance on the landing and form. Dismount 2 also on rings.
And a little low on the landing, but it was still stuck.
That was a double twisting double back. Added an extra full twist to his first dismount. Just about manages to hold on to the landing there.
Only an 8 out of 10 on that landing.
Scoring a 32 out of 50, a little bit lower than Dismount 1. 32.5 is his average. And that concludes the second quarter. Dorian Doan still leads with a score of 36.5 overall.
And as well as still in first on landing and height. Sebastian Spanovic takes first on form. Hayden Isfeld, the staller god, takes first on uniqueness. And Jamil Ali takes first on difficulty.
Over to the LIA fan giveaway to see who our second winner of the night is. And the second winner is going to be Blake Sun, also a competitor tonight. Looks like he won a dark green athletic shirt. That concludes the second quarter. Dorian Doan still leading. We'll be back after a short break. Yeah, we're good. Welcome back. Next up, we have Manny Heffley, aka Connor Fielding, on the P-Bars.
Getting a new dismount, the Joe Menace.
Front tuck from a giant swing. New entry of dismount. See here, it's valued at a B.
Take a look at the replay. Look at the form. A nice landing. Feet together in the air.
10 out of 10 on uniqueness. Scoring a 30 out of 50. You know, I don't know if he's going to be winning overall, but he has a shot on the uniqueness score. Dismount 2 here. A Joe Menace entry with a half turn called the Joe Menace 2.
Form not quite as nice on the first one as the first one, but the landing was very good.
Yes, watch the legs apart.
And another 10 on uniqueness. The first 2 10s on uniqueness so far.
That means he's without a doubt the leader on uniqueness in our competition. See if anyone can match that. Kellen Ryan. And this is the dismount we've been waiting for. Not this one on rings, but his second dismount on high bar. It's been teased online.
Come on, bro.
Let's see what he has to offer on ring.
Double straight.
yeah.
Good landing. Little
Get
wobble.
this man some money.
Take a look at the replay. He keeps his legs together nicely, but a little bit of a leg bend and toe flex.
All of that adds up. Let's see. A 35 out of 50 for his first dismount. Although, get ready, this second dismount, hardest dismount in gymnastics history, right here. We've seen what he's done in the air. The landing has not been shown, though. If he can keep it on his feet, I imagine he's going into the lead. Big wind up here. Get ready for this. Oh, and he manages to stay on his feet. That's a triple back with 2 twists. Only one in the world to even attempt that.
Let's take a look at the replay. It's a new skill, and it's given a J for difficulty.
Called the Ryan. That means it's tied for the hardest skill ever in gymnastics, in the WGA rulebook at least. I'm excited to see this score. That's going to give him a 40 out of 50, scoring him 37.5 into first place. A point ahead of Dorian Doan there.
Next up, Noah Calvida from Belgium.
On P-bows here, I haven't seen much of Noah's dismounts on P-bows. What can we expect? Front uprise entry. And oh! Rothless Burger with a full twist. That's another new skill.
Him and his teammate look very excited for that one.
Called the Torque Macto. An I. That means that's the hardest dismount on P-bows. We've seen Ian Gunther, another gymnast in this competition, attempt that. But Noah Kuavita just stuck that. Incredible. That's going to score a 39 out of 50. Another huge score. Another 10 on uniqueness.
He can keep it up on high bar now.
Yeah.
We can expect a triple pike dismount.
Take a look at his legs on the tap.
A little bend, but huge height. Triple back. Just a small step back on landing. And could we have a new leader just after Kellen Ryan? He scored high on his first one. If he can match that score, he's going into the lead. 2 titans at dismounts going head to head here.
And another 39, putting him into first place by over a point.
And 1.5 in the lead. That's just incredible. Up next, Misha Kudanov. No time to take a breath. We have another strong competitor up here. First dismount's going to be on P-bows by the looks of things.
Misha Kudanov has been a strong competitor in all the WGA competitions so far.
He's a 2-time WGA champion. We'll see if he can add to that. Looks like we have a dismount on the end of the bars here. Oh, peach back tuck.
And a wonderful landing.
That's another new skill called a Kudanov. Similar to a skill called a Tajeda, where the gymnast catches back onto the bars, except Misha just turned it into a dismount.
Let's see what it scores for him.
10 on uniqueness, 34 out of 50 overall. Pretty good score. Misha might be looking at to go for some of the individual category winners, maybe landing or uniqueness. We'll see what he has planned for his second dismount.
Really taking his time before his high bar dismount.
As he always does with his WGA submissions. You have to be focused when you're doing such incredible work like Misha is.
Looks like he's starting in front giant, the first we've seen so far.
Ooh, double straddle over the bar with a half twist. Misha's great at those Gaylord style skills, but he just turned into a dismount. He already has a Kudanov on high bar, so that's the Kudanov 2, valued at a G. Gets the legs wide apart there, almost stuck the landing. You know, I'm loving seeing all these new dismounts invented in this competition. This is the kind of stuff you wouldn't see anywhere else.
And a 39 out of 50 with an average of 36.5, but another 10 on uniqueness.
Loses the tiebreak on Dorian Doan. That was 2 10s on uniqueness, and he scored higher than Connor Fielding did. That means he's going into the lead there. Anyways.
Next up, Ryan Bradshaw.
Front tuck half there off Peebles. Once again, not from a front uprise. That lowers the form score. Teammate of Quinton Foster, inventor of the Quinty.
And Quinty too. And that'll score him a 25 out of 50. A humble score for the young lad. Looks like he's going for the individual category.
Ryan Bradshaw, locked in athletics.
Second dismount also on Peebles.
Now again, it will cost him not being from a front uprise.
Over to the scorecard. And another modest score for Rian. That's going to be a 23 out of 50 or a 24 average. And that concludes the third quarter. Noah Kuavita leads overall with a score of 39.
Dorian still holding his position in first on landing. Kellen Ryan first on height. Sebastian Svanovic first on form. Misha Kudanov taking first on uniqueness. And Noah Kuavita first in difficulty.
Noah Kuavita leading on 2 categories there. Misha with his perfect 10 on uniqueness. Anyways, over to the third and final LIA fan giveaway. And it's going to be Ashton Kotler, the push-up king. Looks like he won a dark gray locked-in athletics shirt. And that wraps up the third quarter. Noah Kuavita leads with a score of 39. We'll see if anyone can beat him after the break. Welcome to the fourth quarter, and first up we have the Quinty inventor himself, Quinton Foster, and that's another new skill there.
And the crowd goes
Quinty
wild.
off high bar. Let's take a look at
Whoa,
the replay.
not a Quinty. This one's called a Jukenator, valued at a B. A back straddle flip off the high bar.
Let's see what it scores for him.
9 on uniqueness, not bad. A 29 out of 50. Pretty good score given the dismount.
Let's see what his second one is. Again, off of high bar.
I wonder if we'll see another new skill.
Another Jukinator, perhaps.
Ooh, there's the Jukenator with the half twist. But this one is called the Quinty 3. The Quinty trend continues. Valued at a C. Doesn't quite manage to get good form there.
Now this dismount will score 28 for him, averaging out at 28.5.
Blake Soon, locked in athletics. Good luck.
Next up, Blake Soon from the United
Blake.
States.
Go big.
Oh, huge double front pike called a Belyavsky,
Wow.
and he manages to stick the landing too. Teammates look pleased with that.
Let's take a look at the replay.
Another stick sponsored by Sodi Hydration. Over to the scorecard. Great start, 36 out of 50. But if he's looking for the lead, he will have to go very big on his second dismount.
On Blake. On P-bars again for his second dismount.
Oh, another stick. Not quite as difficult this time.
Also not quite as unique. Double pike backwards is seen more than forwards.
Yet a 10 on landing and a 10 on form. Another 36, averaging 36 overall. Next
He did
up,
it right from the
Ian
front
Gunther.
in slow-mo.
We've seen him in all 3 WGA competitions so far. We'll see what he has in store.
The video, the camera from the front has to be in slow-mo though.
Riley loose there telling his teammate how to record.
And a very nice double-double straight off of ring.
Another stuck landing. We're seeing so many sticks in this competition. Good height, good form, finds the landing, and manages to hold on.
And a 36 out of 50 for Ian Gunther for his first dismount.
36 seems to be quite a popular score so far. And I believe we have a new skill coming up here. Here it is.
Yeah!
Double Shao Vusi. Just about manages to land it. Called the Gunther. Ian Gunther's first new skill, valued at a G. Counter rotates into a double front, manages to find the landing.
And a 31 for Ian Gunther on his second dismount, averaging out to 33.5.
Another 10 on uniqueness for that new entry of a dismount. You saw that transition there. Last up, Max Houston Gates from Canada. He's competed in the first 2 WGA events.
Looks like he's going for an easier dismount, maybe going for the form and landing.
Quite a polite tuck there.
Let's take a look at the replay. In slow motion.
If he's going for the top spot on form, watch the legs. He managed to keep them together. Toes might have not been pointed though.
What a respectful dismount.
Scoring him a 29 out of 50. He's on track for the landing and form spots so far. Second dismount and also the last dismount in all of the LIA challenge, also on P-bars. What can he do here?
Now another very nice landing.
Humble difficulty, yet exceptional form. And I'm not sure what happened with this replay angle. A little blurry.
and another 10 on landing.
And a 9 on form. I believe that puts him into the lead on 2 categories, scoring a 28 out of 50 or a 28.5 overall. And that concludes the 4th and final quarter of the LIA Dismount Challenge. We'll be back to see the full results after a short message from our sponsors. Over to the overall results page, and it's finalized. Noah Kuavita, LIA Dismount Challenge champion, scoring a 39 out of 50. That's gonna win him $500, 2 LIA clothing items, and 4 boxes of Sodi hydration sachets. Kellen Ryan close behind.
Dorian Doan in 3rd, and here's the second page of the results. Carlo McKinney in 11th. Rehan Bradshaw in the most humble position in the competition, taking up the rear.
Quite a lot of Canadians on the leaderboard here. Unfortunately, some on the lower half. Top 10 on landing, Maximus Houston Gates taking home $100, an LIA clothing item, and a box of Sodi hydration sachets with a perfect 10 on landing. Dorian Doan close behind.
Kellen Ryan taking the first spot for height, winning $100, 1 locked-in athletic item, and a box of Sodi hydration.
Scoring a 9 out of 10, Dorian Doan loses on tiebreaker because Kellen Ryan had the higher overall score. On the form page, Maximus Houston Gates again taking the lead. But notice that Max does not get the prize items because he already won the landing category. That means that it will go to Sebastian Sponovic.
Misha Kudinov taking first with a 10 on uniqueness. Connor Fielding in 2nd, also with a 10, but due to the tiebreaker rule, Misha Kudinov will be in 1st place.
2 perfect 10s on uniqueness. A lot of new skills invented in this competition. Last page is difficulty. Noah Kuavita again winning, making his total prize pool $600 that he's taking home. Jamil Ali taking home the giveaway prizes. And good showings from the rest of the gymnasts. And taking another final look here, it's official. These are your LIA Dismount Challenge champions. Noah Kuavita winning overall.
Max Houston Gates winning landing.
Kellen Ryan winning height with that hardest dismount ever performed.
Max Houston Gates again taking form.
And Misha Kudinov with 2 very unique and high-scoring dismounts, winning uniqueness.
And Noah Kavita also winning difficulty with 2 huge dismounts, also with a very unique dismount.
Those are your LIA Dismount Challenge champions. One other thing to note, Misha Kudinov, first ever 3-time WGA champion. That concludes the LIA Dismount Challenge. Congratulations to all the gymnasts that competed. Prize money will be transferred within 24 hours, although please remember that PayPal may hold the money depending on how new your account is. We will contact you via email if any troubles occur with payment. And if you were lucky enough to win a prize item from Locked In Athletics or Sodi Hydration, you can expect a package to arrive within 2 weeks at the latest. Full results will be posted on our website on the results page within about an hour. The WGA is not done yet. Stay tuned for more upcoming WGA features and competitions. But before we end, the WGA would once again like to thank our sponsors for this event. Those being Locked In Athletics, Sodi Hydration, and VitaFuel. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. We have been your hosts, and thank you everyone for watching.